With the football season heading to college conference championships, NFL playoff pushes, and basketball and hockey season getting underway, and it's an exciting time of year for all sports fans. Welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Lauren Harth, joined by Jenny Karamus, and we're here to bring you this week's sports update. The coaching carousel started early for college football this year, with Penn State firing James Franklin in early October. Many other notable schools, including Auburn, Florida, and LSU, followed suit, firing their head coaches. With rivalry weekend behind us, teams wasted no time bringing in their new head coaches early Sunday. Florida is bringing in former Tulane coach John Summerall to hopefully turn around the Gators team after leading Tulane to a 19-7 record over the past 2 seasons. Alex Golesh was hired from South Florida to bring the Auburn Tigers back into SEC competition, and former Memphis coach Ryan Silverfield is leaving for Arkansas. But perhaps the most notable hiring this past weekend is former Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin departing for LSU. Kiffin promised an announcement this past Saturday, but delayed it until after the Iron Bowl confirmed the 2 teams who will compete in the SEC championship. Kiffin tried to work with the athletic department to create an agreement for him to coach the Rebels through the playoffs, but was unsuccessful. Instead, Kiffin boarded a flight to begin his 7-year, $91 million contract down in Baton Rouge.
The WNBA's collective bargaining agreement negotiations continue to drag on. The WNBA and the Players Union agreed to extend the CBA for 40 additional days to avoid a full stoppage and lockout. The deadline was already pushed back from the official October 31st deadline by 30 days to create the new deadline, which was set for last night. They will continue their negotiations as they work towards a new CBA while continuing to operate under the terms of the previous agreement. However, either side can decide to end the extension at any point over the 40 days, as long as they provide 2 full days' notice. Some of the main issues the union and WNBA disagree on include revenue sharing systems and salary structures. The player union rejected a proposal by the WNBA that included increases to minimum and maximum salaries, as they did not feel the system would allow appropriate growth for the players and their salaries. Some other players' union demands include expanding benefits, improving travel programs, and increasing standards across facilities. The Players Union and WNBA now have until January 9th to agree to a new CBA.
Although the NFL playoffs seem far away, the race is tight in the NFC West and South and the AFC North and South. The Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers all sit at 9 wins. The 49ers, however, have an additional loss as they head into their bye week this upcoming weekend. If the playoffs started tomorrow, the 9-win record will put all 3 teams into the playoffs. It is a similar story for the NFC South, with both the Buccaneers and Panthers at 7 wins, but the Panthers have an additional loss with their bye weekend also this week. Over in the AFC South, the 8-win Colts and Jaguars and 7-win Texans are battling for the division, with a possibility of a second team earning a wild card spot. As for the AFC North, the Steelers and Ravens each sit at 6-6, with their head-to-head matchup coming up this weekend in Baltimore. Many think Baltimore has the edge over Pittsburgh, but we will have to see how things shake out after their game this weekend.
For the first time, Penn State's women's hockey is ranked in the top 5. They were ranked 4th in the USCHO Division I rankings last week. Penn State faced off against 7th-ranked Northeastern over the weekend. The Nittany Lions were defeated for the first time this season by the Huskies on Friday. After going down 3-0, Penn State nearly rallied back, but ultimately fell short, losing 3-2. They bounced back on Saturday, winning 4-1. Northeastern struck first, going up 1-0 early in the first period, but the Nittany Lions scored 4 unanswered goals, all by different players, to secure the win. Senior goaltender Katie Disa was in net against the Huskies yet again after being relieved in the 3rd period of their loss. The win Saturday was her 15th of the season, and she leads goaltenders in wins nationally. Penn State is now 17-1 and continue their historic season on December 30th back in Pagula against Cornell. It's a busy time in sports, but Lauren, what do you find most interesting this week?
I'm really looking forward to seeing how Selection Sunday pans out for both the college football playoffs and all the bowl games that we'll have for this postseason. I think following the conference championships on Saturday, it's going to be interesting to see where everyone falls, who ends up with the first round bye, who feels like they've been snubbed by their ranking and their matchup and their path to the national championship. And of course, the conference championships will be exciting, and I'm most excited to see where Penn State lands in a bowl game.
Absolutely, I completely agree. I'm very excited to see what Penn State ends up doing. I think I'm most interested in just seeing all of the coaches, seeing what ends up happening with those there.
Yeah, because it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's all we have for this week's Sports Update. For Lauren Harth, I'm Jenny Karamus. Thank you for watching Penn State Sports Night, and have a great week.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For more content like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us a like, and follow our socials down below.
And as always, we are
Penn State Sports Night.